hojicha that I'm using today is from Gokago. I have this pretty much almost the entire thing left that I haven't used, and it's technically already expired, although only by a few days probably. I'm gonna try and use this whole thing today, and then if I do, I actually still have this, which is also technically expired already, from hojicha. So I have a lot that I can use, and we're just gonna like freaking go for it. The first thing I'm gonna do is show you my chawan that I'm gonna use today. It has 2 spouts, which I think is pretty cool. I was looking for one with 2 spouts, and I was just at like a pottery shop that was closing like the day after that I went. I didn't know it was gonna close, but they were. So I was like, perfect, I'm gonna get this. It was like 50% off. I think I got it for like maybe 1,000 yen-ish. So yeah, I'm gonna use this. I have a bunch of materials here that I may or may not use today. So yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is bloom my whisk. While we let my whisk bloom for a second, I'm gonna first explain to you this pistachio hojicha combo that I'm thinking of. I think pistachio and matcha is fairly common for a combination, but I don't think I've ever seen pistachio and hojicha kind of like be paired together. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I have some little pistachio flakes that we can use as a topping, as well as some pistachio powder and pistachio paste. So we're gonna combine these with our hojicha. I'm kind of debating on whether I want to actually put the paste into the hojicha that I whisk, or kind of just like surround the glass with some of it, or I could do both, honestly. I think I'm going to do both. It's very much like a gooey paste, like a Nutella type of texture, so I'm hoping that it'll like mix pretty nicely. I'm gonna put a dab of that in the bowl. And then some of the hojicha powder. I'm kind of eyeballing it because honestly the goal is to use as much of it as I can, and I quite like a strong hojicha anyway. And if you know anything about Gokago, it's said that they use like quite a lot of powder in their hojicha lattes. So I'm just gonna freaking go for it here. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is ruining my whisk, but that'll be something that we'll figure out once we get to it. I'm really trying to pick that paste up while I'm whisking, as well as get rid of any clumps. Okay, and now we've got our glass. I'm gonna go back in with the paste here and just sort of go randomly around parts of the glass, just for decoration's sake here. You know what, I probably should have waited to put the ice in, but it's fine. And I don't want to go too heavy because we still want to be able to see the hojicha. So here we have our glass. And for the milk, I'm going to be using this oat milk here. And I think using oat milk is, especially this kind because it's really yummy, serves as quite a good sort of balance. Yeah, and that goes in quite nicely without disrupting the paste around the outside there. And then we're going to pour our hojicha right on top. Hojicha with pistachio paste inside. I'm just going to use the whisk and kind of scrape the outsides here. That tastes really good. that is pretty much the essence. I need a tissue. So yeah, that's pretty much the pistachio hojicha that I was thinking. And then I'm just gonna put some little pistachios on top for a good measure here. Just for a little topping. There we go. And this is kind of what it's looking like. Now, I am by no means a professional, but I'm gonna try and give this a little taste, see what we got going on. I'm gonna try and get some of the paste off the side so that I can taste that with the drink too. So I'm just gonna mix it up and give it a little sip. Okay, I actually got quite a lot of paste in there. Let me try and taste it without it. That tastes really good. I kind of want to see what this would taste like as a hot drink. We have another hot version of a hojicha latte that I want to try today. So I think I'm going to also incorporate some pistachio into that to see how this tastes with the, like, as a hot drink. But it's not bad at all. I really like it, pretty much. I knew that this was gonna be a yummy combination because hojicha is inherently kind of like a nutty flavor profile. And then pairing that with a literal nut, like pistachio, it's gonna be a good combination. But yeah, something savory like this I think would probably taste better warm. So I'm gonna try that. You know what? Let's go to that next. Essentially what I'm doing is the exact same thing, except this time I added a little bit more pistachio paste because I thought actually it was a bit lacking the last time. And then a ton of hojicha powder. I'm gonna whisk it up real good with some hot water. This time it's really smelling like more pistachio-y, so I'm very excited. And it's looking a lot more like a paste too. So I don't know exactly though if I want that or not. I might add a little bit more hot water. I'm gonna think about it for a second. If it's too much like a paste, it's gonna be hard to drink. So I think I might just add a little bit more. And then we'll see if we use all of it in the drink itself. Alright, that's looking more liquidy and nice. I'm gonna kind of set that aside for a second. Now, because originally I wasn't planning on having pistachio in this, there was actually something else that I wanted to experiment with the hot hojicha latte, and that is piping some whipping cream. So the first thing I actually want to do before I put this all together is to put together or to make the whipped cream that I'm going to pipe out. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I make whipped cream. We have this heavy whipping cream here. It should be sort of like, I got one that should have more fat in it, so I'm hoping that will prove to be a good quality in this. I'm gonna pour this in, and then we're gonna mix that with some powdered sugar. How much powdered sugar? We'll see when we whisk it up. You're supposed to have this bowl that you're mixing in be chilled, or have it sort of like in another bowl with ice in it. So if this ends up not being able to like froth up and get thick, then I'll probably try and get another bowl with some ice in it. But we're gonna see how this works out. I might need to put a lot more powder. I'm switching to a little whisk, by the way. Hopefully this will work. Okay, I think this is working pretty well actually. We're getting some good stiff peaks here. I hope you can see. But I think yeah, I'm probably gonna stop here. And here's what we're gonna do. I have some piping bags that I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna grab one of these. And I have made quite the mess, but we have to cut this first. And then we're gonna open this up. Use my hand as a cup here. And we have our adapter that we are going to unscrew and put inside. Push to the bottom, like so. I have an array of piping tips here, and then I have another one actually. So I'm not going to use any of those, I'm going to use this one. Number 2, I guess. But it is meant for roses, and that is what we're going to make. Putting the piping tip on top, and then screwing it, oh, wrong way. Screwing it in like so, and then open that back up. I feel like it's a little too thick to be considered whipping cream, but I also don't know what to call it. We're gonna put it in there. I'm gonna leave some in the bowl, and you will see why. Push it down. And we're not going to use it right away because I need to prep the actual drink first. So, I'm going to put that here so I don't forget. First, we're going to assemble our hojicha. For this, I'm going to go with the hojicha first. Just pour that right in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to steam some milk. And we're going to go ahead and steam that. Okay, so with the rest of this sort of stiff whipping cream, I'm going to put a little bit of the milk that I just steamed to make it a little less thick, because we're going to put this on top of the drink. But the thing is, we want it to be thick enough to hold what we are piping on top, so I'm really only putting a little bit in. And what I'm going to do is we have our hojicha in the cup, and I'm just going to pour the milk on top, like so. I don't know if you can see, try not to spill, but it's really like maybe about an inch from the rim of the cup. And then I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to put these sort of thicker whipped cream, but not as thick cream on top of that. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to very carefully put it on top, and if it works out the way I want, it's gonna float. So it does look kind of gross. I'm gonna try and even it out just a little, but for the most part it doesn't matter because we're gonna be piping on top of it. But this easily could have failed, so I'm really happy with how this is going so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there so as to not disrupt it too much. Oh, and you know what? I just realized I wasn't filming any of that close up. So, anyway, I'm just gonna test this out on my hand, and it looks amazing. Okay, I'm gonna actually record this time, and we're gonna try and pipe a little rose on top of this. I'm stressed. It's hard to keep it still because it's liquid, but also I guess that, ooh, okay, new tech, new strat. I'm gonna spin it this way. As the rose gets heavier, the level of the liquid gets higher. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna call that a success, guys. I did that without spilling anything, and it didn't sink. So Yes. Yes. Okay. Was I not filming that either? I literally didn't film any of that. You know what? Let me just... I have a little stand here. So I'm gonna recreate what I did. And you can just imagine that that's how I did it. Ugh. I'm so mad at myself. Why do I keep forgetting to film? Here's like the finished product, which is quite incredible if I do say so myself. I'm just gonna show you real quick what I did so you can just kind of see what it would have looked like on the actual drink. See, now you can actually see that I'm capable of doing it. There you go. At least now you know that I've got something I can do. Well, let's get a close-up of this drink, shall we? Okay, let's try it, shall we? I guess, should I use a spoon or should I just go for it? Ooh. Oh, you know what? I forgot I put pistachio in it, that's why. I was like, this doesn't really taste like hojicha. But it's like, I like it though. I don't know. The thing is, it's not as hot anymore because I took a lot of time to do the topping, but like, it tastes good. So yeah, overall, I'm happy with this, and I think it turned out really well. I kind of can't stop drinking it. It's amazing. If anything, I just think I put too much pistachio paste this time. Yeah, I should have put more pistachio paste for the ice one. Pasted? I should have put more pistachio paste in the hojicha part of the drink for the iced one, because I think the ice dilutes it. This one could have been without as much pistachio in it. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Let's go to the next menu item. Next, we are moving on to a hojicha shaken espresso. This is something that I saw on Instagram. I can't exactly remember the name of the person who did it, but I will put it on screen right here. It seems super good, and I don't think I've seen many people do a combination of coffee and hojicha yet. I've definitely seen like a dirty matcha latte with coffee in it, which I'm personally not a big fan of, but I think coffee can work really well with hojicha, so we're gonna do that. I don't have a proper shaker, so I'm actually just gonna be using a small Tupperware for this. But here's what we are doing. To do a hojicha shaken espresso, what we're gonna need is hojicha powder, some espresso, brown sugar, and ice, and basically what we're gonna do is just shake it up and then drink it. I'm just gonna pour it right in. Ooh, look at that. It's creamy. Okay, maybe like one more big ice cube would have been good for presentation. But that tastes really good. That cream. Bottoms up. Okay, I actually like this a lot better than the pistachio one, but damn. Maybe it's because I'm kind of on a coffee craze right now, but I think this is so good and I think you should go and make it because it's so easy. Literally, hojicha, sugar, espresso, or honestly just coffee, instant coffee could work too. And then a little bit of ice and you just shake it. Wow. It's got like texture. Oh. For presentation sake, I put another ice cube in here. It looks a little bit better. It kind of looks like a beer though. I'm gonna put some little star-shaped sprinkles on top. Yay! So cute. My little stars in my cup. Woohoo! Okay, for this last one, I'm not going to be showing you much of the process because it's mostly just prep, but it's going to be the hojicha pudding. So what I did for this is I just used a like pre-made pudding mix, and then I added the hojicha powder into it. And then I popped it in the fridge overnight, and we got these. I put them in a little rose mold, so they should come out rose shaped. I'm a little bit nervous because I have tried this pudding mix once before and they kind of fell apart. But yeah, let's just see how they turned out this time. The thing about this rose though is that it's like pretty detailed in the mold, so I think it's kind of easy to rip, but okay, I'm just gonna stop talking and friggin' push it out here. Ooh! Okay, not bad, but you can definitely still see some of the pudding inside the mold. Because I think at this point it's a little inevitable. Oop, my bad. Unfortunately, I think the rose mold is too complicated for it to actually come out well, because the texture is actually really nice. It just gets kind of stuck in the mold, so that's unfortunate, but it's fine. But yeah, they turned out pretty good, and I want to do some decorations on here. We can pour some hojicha that I whisked as kind of a sauce on top. Hopefully you can still kind of recognize that they're roses. It's not too thick that you can't tell what they are, so that's good. You know what? I think we can put some more stars. And there we have it. Our little hojicha rose pudding. I'm gonna try it. Try and get a star sprinkle on there. Can you see that? Itadakimasu. Okay. Well, obviously it was gonna be good, but I think it's like extra good because of the pudding mix. So it already has sort of like that eggy, milky flavor, and then you add the hojicha on top of that. Perfect. And then yeah, the hojicha that I sort of like poured on top had the pistachio paste in it, so it also has that pistachio flavor. The sprinkles don't really add anything other than looks, but they are sweet, so pretty good. Because hojicha is nutty, you know, and then you have a little bit of sweetness, so maybe I take that back. Maybe it does add something. It's also fun to look at, so I quite like this color palette of just like a brown and then little pops of color with the stars. I think this was a success. Other than the fact that it doesn't come completely clean out of the mold, I don't think that's like a problem with the measurements because it's quite firm, like the pudding. It's just sort of a mold problem, I think. It's just really not meant for jelly or like pudding. It's probably just meant for ice. And you know what? I kind of knew that, and I did it anyway, and that's what I get. So, but yeah, I think all of these turned out pretty good, and I'm really happy. The only unfortunate thing is that I didn't use all of the hojicha, but I'm still gonna use it because I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just expired and it doesn't smell off or anything. So yeah, the important thing is I had fun and tried some new combinations today, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.